And welcome back, everyone, to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Son Wukong, who asked the question, who won in the fight, him or Son Goku? The original versus the, not imitation. That's not the, Goku was inspired by Son Wukong, but he's not an imitation of Son Wukong. He is, what would you say, what would you call that? Not imitation. Although, I mean, on some level. An inspiration of Son Wukong versus what he inspired, I guess is a better way to put it. So this is kind of interesting because we know Goku, right? Goku's saying all the abilities that he's carried over the years. He's a multiversal level threat. Ultra Instinct, Kamehameha, God Ki, he has all those. Son Wukong, though, is a very interesting character. I actually like him quite a bit as one of the as a mythological figure. While I never remember his origin completely off the top of my head, I do know like the basis. I believe a rock. He was born actually from a rock, if I'm not mistaken. Was adopted by monkeys. Called himself their king, and went on to basically become the greatest immortal there ever was, more or less. He's highly arrogant, loves a good fight. Is a skilled martial artist, skilled with magic, capable of doing things such as popping a hair out of his head and turning it into a clone, morphing and transforming into any which way. He's insanely strong, capable of lifting his giant pillar staff, which can change forms, and even compare to someone who can hold the entirety of creation. If I remember correctly, either he was comparing to someone who can hold the entirety of creation, or he was holding an island that was a representation of creation, something along those lines, similar to the Hercules Atlas feat. He has multiple levels of immortality. He's not just immortal. And I'm not even exactly sure how the immortality feat works when it comes to Son Wukong. But he has I think 6, 7, or 9 levels of immortality. It's insane. Actually, you know what? Son Wukong levels of immortality. I want to look that up. Son Wukong levels of immortality. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see. At least if you're going by Versus Wiki, stay multiple times to have eternal life. So he can live forever just naturally. Type 2, he can live with and jokes about fatal wounds like being beheaded and having body ripped in half open just for fun, which he has survived multiple times. Can actively regenerate himself from fatal injuries such as being beheaded or being ripped open. What does 7 times immortality mean? Has immortality 7 times. Okay, hold on. What does that actually mean? So if I can get someone to actually answer the question. Oh, here we go. He's achieved immortality 7 different times, and all of them essentially stack on top of each other. They have multiple forms of immortality, but he's just the fact that he's super immortal or something like that. Essentially, he becomes immortal, did something to earn immortality again on top of his immortality, then ate some fruit that made him immortal again. Rinse, repeat, other immortality things, more or less. So basically, it's not like... the types of ways for him to die became less and less and less. One was just eternal youth. Then near impossible ability to kill him. The question, I guess, just becomes, can he survive existence erasure? That would be the only thing that really would put him down for good. But I guess that's debatable because there's different forms of existence within the Monkey King lore. He's a hyper-skilled martial artist, as he's fought countless fights and lived for God knows how long. He's also strong enough and agile enough to leap from one side of the Buddha's hand to the other, which was the entirety of the universe. He left from one side of the universe to the other. And again, we have the strength to compete with lift all of creation. Son Wukong's story is one of adolescence and maturity, and ultimately becoming mature into adulthood, more or less. Growing. Yeah, he's immortal even from early on in the story. But the immortality is more just part of the story. It's his goal, and he's not satisfied. It's him ultimately growing a bit more mature as time goes on. He never loses his monkey jovialness, the Monkey King, but he never loses that. But he grows a bit more humble as time goes on, especially when he gets humbled by the Buddha himself. The question I have in this fight is very, very simple. What does holding all of creation mean in the context of this fight? Because is that a universal feat or is that a multiversal feat? Goku, we know Goku's a multiversal level fighter. We know that at this point. He was going to shatter his universe like God knows how many times over. And that universe is roughly, I think, Death Battle calced at like 15,000 some odd times bigger than our own, which would clearly make him a multiversal level fighter. Whereas by all accounts, Sun Wukong's universe is our universe. But technically it's the Buddha's hand, but still. But if you factor multiverse into the concept of holding creation up, then that puts Sun Wukong on a much higher scale and could make him easily compete with Goku, hypothetically. That could be a theoretical infinite multiverse, an infinite void, if we're talking about all of creation. The problem I see in this is that it's just not very well defined. Let me get Sun Wukong strength feats up here so I can be 100% sure. Sun Wukong strength feats. There we go. Strength feats. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Goku doesn't have anything to kill Sun Wukong. He just does not have the ability to support he does not have the ability to kill. He just doesn't have a technique to kill him straight out. We'll transfer so many different skill, travel. Man, let me actually get strength feats up here. Strength feats. Okay, here we go. Strength feats. I'm not getting any real feats at the moment with Sun Wukong. How powerful is magical abilities? Lifting strength is unknown easily, which is but again, power scale, whatever. Point being, I know it's dealing with creation in the universe that like mountain feet. The problem is, the Monkey King myth existed long before the idea of the multiverse even existed. By all accounts, all the myths and legends we have here within our world are still based on the concept of our world and our universe existence, all that. Once you go into anime and parallel universe, that's different then. So you're bound kind of by the limitation, as weird as it is to say, for mythology, about our own reality. So Sun Wukong, if he's holding up all of creation, is only holding up all of one universe. So physically, his strength is incredible. But that does mean that Goku, when he is deciding to go all out, is ultimately the stronger of the two of them. And ultimately would probably it's going to go one of two ways. He's going to just knock Sun Wukong straight out, because Sun Wukong is not infallible. Or Sun Wukong is just going to burn him out, because he's just going to outlast him, and he's going to knock his ass out. But I doubt he'd kill him, because he enjoys a good fight, and will probably look at Goku and go, that was a great fight. I love that. Let's do it again sometime. So yeah, I guess the question is, do you think it's more likely that Goku will just overwhelm Sun Wukong with sheer power and energy output, or do you think Sun Wukong would eventually just outlast Goku and burn him out? I'm inclined to think that Sun Wukong would outlast Goku, because he survived literally being decapitated, so the ability to just knock him clean out, I don't even know if someone could do that. If someone could just straight knock him out with a punch. Because if the man can have his head blown off and just walk that off, I don't think getting knocked out is really in his repertoire of ailments to have, I guess is the way you could say it. I don't see that likely to happen. Because Goku's power output is going to be so great after a while that he could probably just clap Sun Wukong with one hit and more or less blow him apart. Unless Sun Wukong could have his entire existence erased, I don't see, or his spirit attacked, whatever, I don't see him really beating, or him really being killed or put down in any way. In a hypothetical where Goku in a hypothetical where Sun Wukong is capable of being just knocked out cold, I'd give it to Goku. I just don't think Sun Wukong is actually get knocked out. Like, legit, I think, basically, to get to the level of strength you need to actually knock his ass out, you're now going to the level of strength that would probably kill him if he didn't have his immortality. So by that logic, I give it to Sun Wukong, only on the grounds that he would outlast Goku. But again, I think they would ultimately just end up being friends at the end anyway. And Sun Wukong would even acknowledge, like, if it wasn't for my immortality, you probably would have beaten me. It's like, thanks, you were really strong too. Because honestly, he's still a universal level being. So he could still give Goku a fun fight in the Goku's lower forms, and even be probably pushing him pretty hard, like base Super Saiyan, all that. So once you get to like Super Saiyan 3, God, Blue, that at that point Goku's now overwhelming him pretty easy. So yeah, ultimately I would go Sun Wukong. Simply in the battle of attrition, Sun Wukong would beat Sun Goku. But this is just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Comments down below. Thanks for watching though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.